Welcome to the Canadian Flight Center. We're doing a little documentary here, getting to know our people who run maintenance, getting to know the CFO and the CFI, taking a tour through our little village here of planes and how we run everything on a daily basis. Come check it out. Welcome to the Canadian Flight Center, where your journey to become a professional pilot begins with world-class flight training in Canada. Recognized worldwide, our training is designed to meet the highest standards, making it easy to convert your qualifications to work in any country. As the aviation industry rebounds from the impact of COVID-19, the demand for pilots is soaring. This is the perfect time to embark on your career in aviation, with job opportunities expanding rapidly across the globe. Canada's aviation industry welcomes international students with open arms. Here, everyone is welcome to pursue their dream of flying regardless of where they come from. Located in the breathtaking province of British Columbia, our training program offers the perfect environment for aspiring pilots. You'll train in a variety of terrains, from majestic mountains to serene ocean shores, experiencing diverse flying conditions that provide a steeper learning curve. British Columbia's great climate and varied landscapes create a pilot's paradise, ensuring that you can gain comprehensive experience in all aspects of flying. Whether it's navigating mountains regions or landing by the coast, you'll be prepared for any challenge. Join us at the Canadian Flight Center and take the first step towards an exciting and rewarding career in aviation. In this supportive and dynamic environment, your dreams of becoming a pilot can take flight. Apply now and let your aviation journey begin. Canadian Flight Center, where your journey to the sky begins. Founded on August 18, 1979 by high school teacher Ron Harkis, Canadian Flight Center, or CFC, has a rich history rooted in passion and dedication to aviation. The first location of our flight school was at YVR South, where Ron Harkis started training aspiring pilots with a commitment to excellence and safety. In the 1980s, as Boundary Bay Airport reopened, CFC made a significant move on July 11, 1983, relocating to Boundary Bay. This airport has a unique history of its own. Originally established in the 1940s as a training base for World War II pilots. During the war, time was one of essence, and instead of conducting extensive wind studies, the planners looked at the nearest airports, Vancouver and Abbotsford, to determine the runway directions. They designed 3 runways in a triangle to ensure no more than 30 degrees of crosswind, providing optimal training conditions. After the war, Boundary Bay was decommissioned and repurposed as a car racetrack. However, in the 1980s, as Vancouver International Airport became overcrowded, the City of Delta reactivated Boundary Bay to accommodate small operators and flight training units. This strategic move brought CFC to its new home. Throughout the 1990s, CFC expanded its operations, running both a flight school and an aircraft charter service. During this time, the company was known as the Canadian IFR before being renamed to Canadian Flight Center. In 2009, as Ron Harkis neared retirement in his late 70s, Peter and Anna purchased the company from him, bringing fresh vision and ambition to take CFC to the next level. In 2019, Canadian Flight Center faced significant changes. We received the sad news that Ron Harkis, our esteemed founder, passed away. This marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for CFC. The same year, CFC relocated from Boundary Bay Airport to Pitt Meadows Regional Airport. The decision was driven by a few critical factors. At Boundary Bay, we faced persistent bird infestation. Soaring with eagles might sound poetic, but in reality, it posed serious challenges for flight operations. Additionally, the inability to expand our facilities at Boundary Bay limited our growth potential. Proximity to practice areas was another key consideration. The move to Pitt Meadows brought us closer to these areas, enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of our training programs. Today, the Canadian Flight Center continues to uphold its legacy of providing world-class flight training. Located in beautiful British Columbia, we offer a unique environment with diverse terrains, from mountains to oceans, perfect for developing well-rounded pilots. Welcome to Pitt Meadows Regional Airport, the main base for Canadian Flight Center's training operations. Let's take a look at our facilities.
Passing through the front gate, you'll see the dispatch area. Our dedicated dispatchers are here to take care of everything you need, from scheduling flights to ensuring you have all the necessary information. They are the backbone of our operation. Before each flight, pilots meet in our well-equipped briefing room to prepare. In this space, they review flight plans, check weather conditions, and ensure they are ready for a safe and successful journey. After the flight, students and instructors return for a debrief to discuss performance and identify areas for improvement. When it's time to take a break, our student lounge provides a comfortable environment. Sometimes instructors even prefer to conduct ground briefings in a more casual setting, like up here. If you look over here, you'll see our heritage flying wings. The man who created these unfortunately passed away. They had these laying in his estate for a long time. Canadian Flight Center took it upon themselves to make sure that it was hung up in the skies forever dedicating his aviation journey. Our facility includes a spacious meeting room, perfect for in-person and online ground school. This is where many of our students come to not only practice in person, but to also get the best rounded education. We also have a dedicated studio for filming online ground school lessons, making it easy for students to access high-quality training materials from anywhere.
Our simulator room is a crucial part of our training program. Here, students learn how to handle different scenarios and practice flying with instruments, giving them a better learning curve and improving their performance on actual flights. Finally, let's take a look at our fleet on Apron 2. Each aircraft is meticulously maintained and ready to help you achieve your aviation dreams. At Canadian Flight Center, we are proud to offer a diverse fleet of aircraft, each selected to provide the best training experience for our students. Whether you're just starting in your aviation journey or looking to advance to the next level, our fleet has something for everyone. Our fleet includes the reliable and iconic Cessna 152 and Cessna 172, perfect for beginner training. The Piper Cherokee and Piper Tomahawk offer excellent performance and handling for both novice and experienced pilots. For those looking to pursue advanced training, our Piper Seneca 3 and 5 provide the perfect platform for multi-engine instructions. The Sakota Tobago 10 offers a comfortable and sophisticated flying experience. And for those who crave excitement, the Citabria and Super Decathlon are ideal for aerobatic training, allowing you to master the art of flying upside down. We offer both high-wing and low-wing aircraft, as well as a tricycle and tailwheel layouts. This variety ensures that you gain experience with different flying characteristics, preparing you for any aviation challenge you might face. From your very first familiarization flight to the moment that you take the controls on your own, our training programs are designed to build confidence and competence. Our comprehensive approach ensures that you receive the best possible instruction from experienced and dedicated instructors. Our airline pilot program is the only one in Canada that takes you to a full airline transport pilot license, ATPL. Not just a frozen ATPL like in other countries. This means you'll be fully qualified and ready to pursue your dreams of becoming an airline pilot. At Canadian Flight Center, we believe in making every flight an adventure. Our students and instructors have embarked on remarkable long-distance trips, gaining invaluable experience along the way. Altogether, Canadian Flight Center boasts a 45-year injury-free safety record. We are incredibly proud and grateful for every safe day and make every effort to ensure safety in all our operations. At Pitt Meadows, we're not just training pilots, we're building a community of passionate aviators, dedicated to excellence in every flight. Join us at Canadian Flight Center, where your journey in the sky begins. Kamloops, a city of 100,000. Only a 3-hour drive from Vancouver, a simple commute for those coming from the lower mainland. In the southern interior of British Columbia is home to our second base. In many regards, it's the opposite of the Vancouver area, where Vancouver has a convoluted and difficult airspace where students are constantly talking and working over the radio. Kamloops is uncontrolled open space with little need for talking to air traffic control. Where the lower mainland, what the Vancouver area is often called, is the departure point for flights to the US and for ocean flights to the surrounding islands, Kamloops offers mountain flying in a desert climate. Kamloops also offers more than 300 flying days in a year, while flying in Vancouver often comes to a gritting halt during the rainy winter season. CFC started the base in Kamloops 10 years ago and searched for a place that is not affected by the rain season, when we realized it allows us to provide a bandwidth of training like no other school in the Lower Mainland. In fact, probably in Canada. After working out of our chalet for many years, an often crowded space that left the plains exposed to the harsh winter weather, we recently moved to our new hangar where many of our dreams came true. A facility that allows us to make flying environmentally friendly, that has no carbon footprint. With 6,000 square feet of solar panels, we actually feed power back into the grid. A facility that will become a hub for electric flight, where pilots traveling through BC can charge their electric planes on the way to the coast or the interior. A facility that has been rewarded with many prestigious awards, like the Environmental Building of the Year Award from the BC Aviation Council and the Industrial Building of the Year Award by the Chamber of Commerce. For international students, Kamloops is typically the first step in their training. Here, they can train without the ESL anxiety, without long commutes to the training areas, without long lineups in the taxiways, and in unpredictable and stable weather conditions, without much downtime. While there is little other flight training happening that could impact our flying, students do learn to interact with airlines, helicopter operators, and activities in BC's largest fire bomber base. And Kamloops is the departure point for many cross-country flights that have brought students as far as Alaska and the Arctic Circle, to the north or the crossing of the Rocky Mountains all the way to the east. Once they have learned their PPL, many hours of cross-country experience, and often the CPL flight test, they are now ready to move to the busy Vancouver area for their advanced training.
The PRM is responsible for the airplanes, that they are safe, that they are operational. And there's two levels of PRM. Every school has a PRM, a person responsible for maintenance. That person makes sure the maintenance gets done in time. That person is responsible for dealing with any snags, any deficiencies. That person is responsible that all these maintenance events get entered into the technical logs. And that person is on the hook when transport comes and does an audit.
This is Peter, the PRM here. He's one of the owners of CFC. He conducts multi-IFR flight tests, helping pilots not only pursue their airline dreams, but now also holding the confidence to fly on their own. Let's get to know him a little bit more.
Having gotten into aviation and moving in and out of it back and forth, what do you think was one of the biggest challenges that you faced trying to get into it?
To get into it,
Yeah.
there was a restriction of money. I didn't have money. There was a restriction of opportunity. Back then, the aviation industry wasn't what it is today.
Yeah.
So I had to overcome. The money part I had to overcome by being very patient, working hard and slowly building it up. I had the advantage back then in Germany, it was a strong club culture where you could contribute your work and you could fly really in a very inexpensive way.
Yeah.
But it only goes so far. As soon as you go to flight schools and stuff like that, it costs you money. So it was a slow process for me.
For sure. You worked your way through?
Yeah, slowly,
Yeah.
with detours. I think we all, but pilots in particular, learn by always being pushed to the limits of their comfort zone
Yeah.
or outside their comfort zone.
Right.
And that's what we do from day one. Cross-country flights. The first cross-country flight may only 10 kilometers. But the next one will be the airport beyond, and beyond, and beyond. And at the end of the day, we have sent students on cross-country flights to Alaska, to down to the States, to California, to across the Rockies, where I see a lot of other students that are not challenged that way. They go to that airport 10 miles away 20 times, but they're not learning anything.
Right.
Okay? So being pushed out of your comfort zone is part of our particular training.
Yeah, you need it, and you don't grow without it. And you don't grow without mistakes either, and I think that's the important thing.
We make mistakes. The only people that don't make mistakes are the people that don't do anything. It's good not to make the same mistake twice.
For sure.
And it's even better to learn from other people's mistakes. Life is not long enough to make all the mistakes yourself.
Exactly.
But yes, mistakes are, and we fail. We fail flight tests, we fail exams. That happens in aviation.
Yeah.
And in a way it has to happen, especially for instructors. It took me to my first IFR flight test before I failed something. It was a bad day. I packed ice. It was a miserable day.
Yeah.
And I blamed everything and everyone for it. At the end of the day, it was me. And I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
It was the most miserable day of my life. But I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah.
Because today I understand what a student who fails something is going through. Mm-hmm. If you never fail something, you will never have any empathy for your students because you don't know what it feels like.
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
failing is
it's a big
part of the mix. And here you have all these opportunities. Landing on a beach, landing somewhere in the boonies.
Prince George.
Prince George is still civilization, but you go beyond.
Yeah.
You know? You get to places. I had a chance to fly. I mean, we flew up to Whitehorse and stuff like that in the Yukon, often with the King Air on cross-country flights. But it's different from taking a little Citabria, a little tail dragger, and flying low level up north to Alaska. There's a point when you say, has anyone ever been here? You know,
right.
There's still the hunting lodges. They have a gravel strip, and then that disappears, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
Until close to being out of fuel, you see the next airport on the horizon, but in between there's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's an experience.
Not like any other place.
So we talked about making mistakes.
Yeah.
That certainly my day-to-day life, I make mistakes with people, and I have to go to them and apologize. And as much as I will tell our team members if something is not right, I expect the same from them.
Yeah.
And it's a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
And there's no hierarchy in a team. I have a different job description than the dispatcher or the instructor. That doesn't make me any better than them. It's we have different jobs.
Yeah.
And if we do all our jobs, then the machine works. Okay? Mm-hmm. If not, it doesn't matter which is a weak link in the chain, we limit us.
For sure. And you've really learned how to manage that, and I think it's so impressive. Out of our planes, which one is your favorite?
I probably like the little Citabria.
Yeah.
You can throw them around, and you do things with that plane when you're familiar with it. And I grew up with that kind of plane.
Yeah.
And I do things with that plane that I cannot do with any other plane. Okay.
Right.
Sometimes the tower gives us permission to do what they call a closed space, which means you don't even go on final anymore. You, from wherever you are, you go to the threshold, crank that plane around and land it in a way that you just cannot do with other planes.
Right.
So that's the fun part.
We have a lot of planes coming in and out of maintenance a lot, and you kind of manage the maintenance group people. Do you find that it's just because we have so many students coming through that the planes have to pass back in and out?
No, maintenance is just very intense in the commercial world.
Yeah.
And I don't like it if we do maintenance in too long intervals. I rather have the tasks split up a little bit.
Right.
So we have them in the shop more frequently to see what's happening, because you can abuse a plane and you can burn the brakes in a short time.
Yeah.
So we cannot wait another 100 hours and make sure and be sure that everything is good. So I like it when they come in more frequently, just to give them a good check over, and
Right.
that's what we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Peter.
Tobago.
Tobago. This is the Tobago. Michael, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your title, who you are, what you do here.
Sure, I have many titles depending on what kind of day it is. I'm currently working in health and aviation at the maintenance division for CFC.
Yeah, you wear a lot of different hats. I know you help a lot with like IT stuff, you help a lot with maintenance stuff, you take care of our planes and our books on our planes. What do you think is your favorite hat that you wear here?
I should rephrase it as the one I hate the least. It's probably managing the maintenance. Actually, I like fixing a lot more than flying planes. Yeah, so that's how it came to be.
Have you flown planes?
Does 6 minutes count?
Yeah, it does. Was your experience here?
Yeah. It was an accidental experience. I did not expect to be on the controls, but then, hey, the instructor said, well, yeah, we've done our troubleshooting. You have the control. Okay, I guess I have it now.
Yeah, kind of cool experiences and opportunities that you probably wouldn't get at another job, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I will not be hopping into a pilot style plane and be like, everyone, let's go for a ride.
Yeah, exactly. Aside from your job and like day-to-day stuff, what is your favorite part about coming into work?
I mean, the work atmosphere probably, because I try really hard to build the company culture of, because everybody here is very young, energetic. No offense to Peter or anyone. Yeah, it is sort of everybody is in close to equal the same age group, and everybody jokes along, gets along really well. The atmosphere is really light. There's no bossy behaviors. I don't boss people around. It's a very good environment to be working in.
Yeah, it's a happy work environment. And you know, a lot of people don't get that. I know that, you know, we joke about the hard stuff in our jobs, but at the end of the day, we all probably have some of the best jobs out there. We're happy in our work environment, we get paid, and we get to go home feeling good, feeling like we're working as a part of a big mission. Last question, what is your favorite aircraft and why?
Favorite aircraft? So far, TAE and TGI, the two Continental diesels, because they are so easy to fix.
Yeah.
The manuals are very complete, recent, and they have code readers. They have code readers tell me exactly what's wrong with the aircraft.
Yeah.
For running and testing purposes, one button is all I need to test it, and one lever is all I have to push to increase or decrease the throttle. There's no mixture, there's no problem.
Simplicity.
It's very simple and very straightforward, easy. And I like anything that makes my life easy.
Yeah, of course.
Did you take pictures?
Oh, you want pictures? Okay.
So I went to BCIT.
Wow, that's so cool.
Check that program, which is about like 16 months.
Do you find that you always like to do things with your hands like that?
Yeah,
like
I love working with my hands. Yeah, I love working with my hands, and I just love stuff to know how things work.
Yeah, take things apart and learn how they work and how
put them back together, and do it in a way that I feel it's right.
So here at the CFC, what do you think your day-to-day is kind of like?
I sort of know what's going on because we have basically plans like there are aircraft coming in for let's say 100-hour.
Yeah.
And you start your day with a paperwork that you have. You go through that. You do inspections, and then you make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to, as per the guide or maintenance manual and stuff like that. The next day again, you know, you follow up on that if anything left.
Yeah.
And we have lots of aircrafts here, right?
We do.
It's about 26 or so.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
How do you think that your experience at the CFC has been for the past year? Have you gotten a lot more opportunity? Do you feel like you're learning so much more and developing further?
I think I actually learned more than I thought. It's been a short time, but I think I learned actually a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't have those experience in BCIT. I'm getting to know more stuff in here because you're actually having your hands on the aircraft and you know, you're actually doing the job.
Yeah.
And it's totally different from what you see in BCIT or what you expect you know, when you're in BCIT.
Do you have a favorite part of your job here? Like whether it's painting or taking care of the engine?
Well, I actually like both. I don't think painting is actually part of my daily job.
Yeah.
But it was actually a very, very handy and good experience.
Yeah.
Got to learn, and I really appreciate it, you know.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of transferable skills, you know, like from learning back here.
Yes, yes. You know, different fields basically. You do some avionics, not the things that's supposed to be, you know, done by avionic guys. You know, some small stuff that could be done by a mechanic.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then besides, you do mechanical stuff, and then, as I said, painting, some structures. You know, like there's a lot going on, and I enjoy all of them actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so nice. What do you think is the best part about this work environment, aside from your job, aside from what you have to do on a daily basis? What's your favorite part about coming into work?
That's a very challenging question, actually. I love just mechanical stuff. Like, I mean, I just love doing it. That's all I can say.
You love your job. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
that's it, yes.
Okay, I have one more fun question for you. Out of these aircraft, which is your favorite aircraft and why?
And I heard a lot of AMEs or avionic guys, I think they hate French aircrafts.
Oh.
Yeah, but like, honestly, we have this TB10 that I don't know, it's just so cool. I love it. I really like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Syed. Do you have any advice for anybody who might be wanting to get into the mechanic industry or anything in aviation?
If you really like it, you think you want to do it, try it. You know, you won't regret. At least, even if you regret, you're gonna have experience.
You'll learn something.
You learn something, and definitely it's gonna come handy sometime in the future if you're even not a aviation mechanic or something like that.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, come on. Just do it. Needs dedication, some sacrifice. Do it. Sempre.
Aviation has long been a field dominated by men, but times are changing. At Canadian Flight Centre, we are proud to support and empower women in every aspect of aviation. Leading by example, Anna has worn many hats at Canadian Flight Centre. As our Chief Flight Instructor, Chief Financial Officer, and owner, she has paved the way for countless women in aviation. Most notably, she is often the only Canadian female air show performer, showcasing her incredible skills and inspiring the next generation. Our female instructors have left an indelible mark on our flight school. Their dedication, expertise, and passion have inspired many and contributed significantly to our success. We are proud of our former and current female students who continue to excel and break barriers in the aviation industry. Their achievements are a testament to their hard work and determination. In 2023, we welcome 2 exceptional female cadets. Their journey is just the beginning, but their enthusiasm and commitment to aviation are already making waves. Behind the scenes, women like Ariana are essential for our operations. As a key member of our maintenance team, she ensures that our aircraft are safe and ready for every flight. we are proud members and supporters and collaborators of organizations like the 99s, a global community of women pilots, and Elevate Aviation, which supports Canadian women in all aviation professions. Through these partnerships, we are committed to fostering a more inclusive and diverse aviation community. At Canadian Flight Centre, we believe in limitless potential of women in aviation. We are dedicated to supporting their dreams, celebrating their achievements, and working together to create a brighter, more inclusive future for the aviation industry.
I think it is important that women have the choice that the doors are open.
Yeah.
And be it in flying the planes, being a pilot, be it in any other aviation profession, like traffic control, maintenance. I'm very excited to have Ariana on the team as a female aircraft maintenance engineer apprentice. We have seen women very capable in all areas of life.
Meet Anna, a trailblazer in the world of aviation, and an inspiring figure to aspiring pilots everywhere. Born and raised in Bakhmut, Ukraine, Anna's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. With a doctorate in financial mathematics, she exemplifies a unique blend of intellect and passion. In 2008, Anna embarked on her aviation career in Canada, earning her private pilot license, commercial pilot license, and instructor rating. Today, she is a Class 1 airplane and Class 1 aerobatic instructor, sharing her extensive knowledge and expertise with the next generation of pilots.
So, Anna, you are aware of all kinds of hats. You basically run this place from top to bottom, bottom to top. Why does aviation have such a special spot in your heart, do you think?
I never intended to be a professional pilot, but the aviation has that draw that
Grip on you.
It is addicting.
Yeah.
I love flying. I love the freedom of it. I also like sharing it, and it's definitely feeling like we are making a difference with seeing our alumni go to big airlines, or we have been training pilots for MAF, and feel that we contribute to more than just running a small business, but to world in general. In terms of flying, yes, we have different opportunities from high wing, low wing, tricycle, tail draggers, single engine, twins. It's the learning experience that our graduates take to their first job, but it's seeing the variety, and I think it has a lot of value also for airlines as employer of more experienced pilots.
Obviously, you as a woman in aviation, you must have experienced a lot of barriers trying to get into it. How has the journey been for you as a woman?
Aviation is definitely an old boys club.
Yeah.
I can say that. Despite saying that, yes, there are women in aviation are all encouraged. I was talking to someone and said, yeah, we have so many women in our airline. It's like, how many? It's like, oh, about 15%. I'm like, tell me that when you have 50%. Aviation is not for everyone. The lifestyle can be challenging, especially like with airlines and being away. But it should be a woman's choice, not somebody telling us what to do or what not to do. It can be a personal choice saying, I want to be back home every day. And that was for me because I was a single mom and I needed to be home every day because I needed to pick up my son from daycare every day. I couldn't be away as an airline pilot for multiple days at a time. So instructing was something that, amongst other reasons, was also fit in my lifestyle, but that was my choice. Often enough, if there's a guy making a mistake, it's like, yeah, okay, he made a mistake. If there's a woman pilot making a mistake, it's like, women pilots make mistakes.
Exactly.
So because there are less of us, we are kind of more representative.
Generalized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not an easy path, not always an easy path, but it's possible.
Yeah.
And it's very real, and I would very much encourage women and girls to join aviation. My comments are not meant to deter, but to the contrary, because I think the more women pilots are there, the more it becomes normal. And the more everyday occurrence it becomes, the more acceptance there will be, because it's just like another job and just another pilot, because that's what it is.
With so many things going on in both your aviation career and your personal life, what helps you stay organized and try to keep calm?
When you have a situation present to you or something happen, you don't have to react right away. And if you decide to be upset or mad or react somehow, you can always do it later. There is typically no reason to rush into most of situation. I mean, with the exception of something happening in the plane while you're flying. But for the most part, you step back, and what helps me often to say, okay, what can be the worst outcome of the situation? If we are doing a flight test and being really nervous about it, and this is how I often try to calm down my students, my candidates, when I'm doing a flight test myself as an examiner and I see the person's like not even breathing. And it's like, okay, what will be the worst thing that can possibly happen to you? If I fail the flight test, it's like, okay, so pretend you failed the flight test. Will it end your life? No. Will it end your career? No. You'll have the pleasure of flying with me or another examiner once again.
Yeah.
So even if you get like the worst possible, what seems to you worst possible outcome for you today, it's not life-threatening.
Right.
So take a deep breath and show your best.
Yeah.
What do you think was your favorite to learn?
I definitely loved aerobatics. When I was going through my initial training for the pre-solo, in Canada we have to do spins. My preparation for the spin was something like, watch this.
Right.
The next thing I know, we're upside down. I freaked out. I didn't like it. So that was a oh shit moment.
Yeah.
So I was at about 700 or 800 hours of flight time when Peter said, I was like, okay, let's take the decathlon and just do one loop, one roll. He did a loop. I was like, okay, that was not too bad.
Yeah.
And then he demonstrated a roll. And I was like, that was nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is kind of fun. Like, you want to do a spin? It's like, obviously I knew how to do a spin. It's like, yeah, let's do it. By the time we landed back, I was hooked.
Yeah.
Like, this is all I wanted to do. So we had an instructor, Michael Peer. Between him and Don Richardson, they trained me aerobatic instructor rating within like a month. I was flying like every day.
Yeah.
I had morning with the instructor, I had afternoon practice by myself. I did it in a month. And then the next year I flew my first air show. I like air shows also for the component of not just the flying part, but the audience part, the kids that you get to meet. They're so excited about flying. You get to talk to people who are loving the planes, who are here because they enjoy it, and you don't have the public who are future pilots, and you never know who will be future pilots. So I'm enjoying that a lot. By far, it's like aerobatics is way my favorite.
Speaking of favorites, for anybody out there, what's your favorite plane and why?
That's my air show, baby.
Yeah. This plane. It's so impressive and it's so beautiful. I love the colors of it. I love all of your stickers. Why is it your favorite plane?
Well, this is my air show, baby. We have been with her from here to the Mexican border, to the East Coast, and many times.
Yeah.
I look after her, she looks after me. We have had lots of weather challenging on the way. We had very long cross countries. We have done in one day, I believe it was like something like 1,700 miles, nautical miles, from southeast of Great Lakes to Kamloops. She has been super reliable, very well performing.
You have just worn so many hats and you develop so many things and you take such good care of everything that you do. Well, I think that's the thing about such two strong forces. You guys are both powerful people in your own senses. And I think being able to combine those two forces has proven that the school is effective and you guys care, and it's a different kind of learning experience.
We enjoy all our team, and I can say that we have been very fortunate to find the people that are on the team right now. And
for sure.
It will keep growing, so apply. We are always looking for great people, and like I said, we have been blessed.
Yeah, no, for sure. We definitely are blessed. And it is so cool to be here. Thank you so much.
My name is Tiana. I have been with CFC since February 2023. I am the student coordinator here. I think it fell pretty naturally in. I started out in dispatch. I was in dispatch for probably about 2 to 3 weeks, and right away Anna and Peter realized that dealing with students, responding to emails is something that I was actually really good at. So they promoted me rather quickly. And I've taken over a lot of the student coordination, student care, enrolling students into their programs, assisting them with their training, any questions they have, setting up with instructors.
And you're a student here yourself as well, right?
I am a student. I'm currently taking my PPL.
How many hours do you have?
I think I have 47 hours.
Wow.
That's really cool. I noticed that that's a big thing here, is taking initiative. One of the biggest ways that we teach our students is actually giving them responsibility to teach themselves.
Some students, they want to take initiative. They're constantly learning. They're constantly trying to read ahead. Some students, you kind of got to kick them to get them moving. For sure. You got to be on top of them with their training, make sure they're studying, make sure they're engaged, or else they just won't. And then they may have some complaints down the road.
How do you find time to delegate, and how do you find time to relax and make sure that your work is being done properly without overstressing yourself or overexerting yourself?
Well, I live in a state of stress, so that's pretty simple. No, I find really good people that I can delegate to and that I can trust to make sure they get the work done and they get the work done properly.
Do you think that being here is probably one of the most positive work environments you've lived in?
I think so, yes. I've worked in quite a few negative ones, worked in quite a few lonely ones where I'm by myself for 12 hours straight. No, this is definitely, I learn something new every single day here, and the people here are always friendly, the students, the staff, everybody.
What is your favorite part of coming to work?
Well, the interaction with all the students, the opportunity to get to fly every now and then, backseating some flights is really cool, get to see students in action.
Last question, what is your favorite aircraft and why?
I'm gonna have to say it is Cessna 152 Golf Mike Zulu Alpha, because that is the plane that I did my solo on. Nice. Even if it didn't tray me and on a solo the door opened after takeoff, it's still gonna be my favorite one just because it's the one I went solo in.
Awesome. And just to leave off, do you have any piece of advice for aspiring students, people who might be interested in learning to get their pilot license or even just learning more about aviation in the future?
Ask your questions. If it's big question, small question, we are here to help answer them and have fun with it. Yeah. That's the main goal in aviation, have fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tiana.
As the sun sets on another day of training, we reflect on the countless journeys that begin here. At Canadian Flight Center, we are more than just a flight school. We are a community of passionate aviators, instructors, and dreamers, united by the love of flight and the pursuit of excellence. For over 45 years, we've been committed to safety, skill, and fostering the next generation of pilots. From that very first lesson to taking command in the skies, we've been there for every takeoff and landing, shaping not just pilots, but leaders in aviation. Whether you're starting your journey, chasing the dream of becoming an airline pilot, or mastering the arts of aerobatics, we are with you every step of the way. At Canadian Flight Center, we don't just teach flying, we create futures, open doors, and inspire endless possibilities. Your future in aviation starts now. Ready to take flight?